Hiya, my name's Carol. Today I am going to show you my mini quilt. To make this mini quilt, I'm using 2cm hexagons. I just printed my hexagons onto some Bristol paper and cut them out one by one. I'll be using the English paper piecing technique. So I'm just making sure that I have a square of fabric that can cover the hexagon. I feel like cutting out squares is a good way of making sure that you're not wasting material, and you need it to just comfortably cover. So the lightest colour is going to be my background colour, and I'll do groups of hexagons to form a flower, and I'll keep the centre of each flower the same fabric. So this is how I've been preparing my hexagons, cutting them out, putting them in my little cassette tin, and then taking each square fabric and placing my paper hexagon in the middle. Then a good old-fashioned normal glue stick. I start by putting the glue on the paper and then folding in the sides of the fabric around the hexagon. I'm trying to get it to fit as snugly as possible, and I can always add some glue to the fabric if needed. So I'm pressing down on it, but what I found to be quite useful is just sticking these clips onto the angles of the hexagon and then letting the glue dry. Here, when there's no more paper to stick it to, I just put a bit of glue directly onto the fabric. Then repeat. Not gonna lie, this is quite a time-consuming little project, but it's also ideal for taking with you wherever you're going, and whenever you're overcome by that burning need to stitch, it's easy to have everything you need with you. Your fabrics, your glue, your scissors, nice thin needles. These are the threads that I take everywhere with me. A nice assortment of colours. I do enjoy these for applique and also for English paper piecing. I'm matching up the colour thread with the fabric as much as I can to make my stitches blend in. But so I can show you what I'm doing, I'm going to use a white thread. Right sides together, and I'm going to sew up one side. I start right at one corner and fix it with a couple of stitches, and then I'm going to do these stitches as close as I can together. With this being a tiny little mini quilt, I don't want it coming apart. And when I'm whip stitching this, I'm just snagging a couple of threads in the fabric. So I'm trying not to catch the papers and making it as close to the edge of the fabric as possible. I'm going to take all the hexagon papers out at the end, so I want them to drop out easily. So that's the first two hexagons sewn together, and now I'm going to make a flower shape. I got this lush fabric for the middle of the flowers, and I only had a tiny scrap, so I'm really enjoying using it here. And as you can see, there'll be a moment where you just have to fold your paper hexagon in half. Here I've had to fold the centre one in half, but that's fine. I did find that I didn't use these papers more than once. With bigger hexagons you can use them more than once, but these were really done after being glued and manipulated and bent. So I just had to print out another sheet of hexagons. When I get to the end, I just do a little knot by taking the needle under the loop. And then I just made various colours, and then at the end I put all the flowers down to lay them out and see how I wanted to assemble them. And this is how it went. You've just got to concentrate at the start. It's essentially the flower hexagon with 3 background hexagons in between. So if we're looking at a row, it's 3 background hexagons, 3 flower hexagons, and 3 background hexagons again. Repeat, repeat, repeat. So all your centres are lined up, and then you just have to figure out what you want for the border. I went with this brown background with red flowers, and you're going to need to do hexagons all the way around the edges. So along the bottom here, you can just see that these are hexagons all sewn together, then squared off at the end with a little border. Then for this side, it's groups of 3 hexagons sewn together, and there's a white hexagon touching the border. I did a very thin border, just a few millimetres. And that's it, done. I would have taken better photos of it, but it's already left my hands for a little local exhibition. I'll hopefully take a video of that and show you it. It's a very enjoyable project. Makes me want to do a big one now. Well, happy stitching!